appreciate you all showing up. I just wanted to, I haven't had a chance to get in front of you lately, so I just want to take the opportunity to say hello. And I certainly appreciate everything that you do on behalf of the University of Miami and telling the great stories of our tremendous student athletes, because they're great stories to tell. It's an honor and privilege, as I've said over and over and again, for me to be here at the University of Miami at such a special time. It's a special, special place, right? The academic profile of this institution, being the #1 institution in the state of Florida and going up to 38 in the U.S. News and World Report, can't be overstated. That is the power of our brand and the power of our institution, and that's why I'm here and so excited to serve as its athletic director. Now, correspondingly to that, we have exciting things going on in athletics as well. The academics performance of our student athletes this past spring is the best it's ever been. We have 13 of 17 of our teams that have a 3.0 GPA or better. The graduation success rate numbers that just came out are extraordinary. 89% graduation success rate for overall student athlete group. I think ranks as 13th in the country. In football, I believe it's about 8th in the country relative to the number that they've put up. So we're extremely proud of the performance of our student athletes and our faculty and all the support staff that help us do what we're here to do, and that's to get these young people a great education and have them become productive citizens here in society. So I feel great about that. Facility-wise, as you know, we're about to break ground on the Schwartz Center December 12th. It's an exciting time for us in the athletic department to put a new building, a new power plant, if you will, to support the efforts of our student athletes. Our football program is excited. All of our coaches are excited. It's brought great energy to the department. And that project will take about 20 months in 2 phases and will help us greatly relative to the support services around our student athletes. Athletically, this fall, Nicole has done a wonderful job with the volleyball program and has them positioned to make a strong postseason run. Some of you might not know she tore ACL in practice last week, and that's because of the way she coaches and the passion that she has for the game. And she won 2 big matches dealing with the ACL situation, so we're very proud of her and very supportive of her. Tom has done a wonderful job with our soccer program, positioning us in one of the most difficult leagues. There's no question the ACC is the top league in the country. It's harder to get into the ACC tournament than it is to get into the NCAA tournament, and hopefully we'll get in there. And I think a lot of us are confident that will happen, so we're extremely excited about that. Our football program couldn't be more excited about what Coach Golden has done and his staff and their support staff in laying a foundation for us to have sustained success over the long haul. What he is doing every day with our young people is going to pay dividends for us for a long time to come. And I'm excited to have him be a part of our program. We have a wonderful relationship, and he and I are in this for the long haul, and we have a powerful brand to leverage for the future. And so I'm excited about that. Relative to men's and women's basketball, first, Coach Larinaga, who I've said over and over again is a perfect fit for us at this time at the University of Miami. We are very fortunate to have somebody like him leading our program. What you see is what you get with Jim Larinaga. He is absolutely what I thought we were going to get when he signed on. And those of you who have been around his practices and have talked to his players, they get it, and he gets it. And we'll get our men's program going in the direction we want to go, and we're going to fill up this building. I know we're going to do that. We're playing the best league in the country, and we're going to continue to bring something to the table relative to that. Katie Meyer, you're seeing the fruits of her labor, right? Exceptional player in her own right, an exceptional coach, great talent, that she's put around her program. She's passionate. She's motivated. Her and Jim get along great. They talk the same talk. They walk the same walk. They're supportive of one another. I think in both polls we're coming out at 7th in the country. Again, I would urge you, go watch our young women practice. They're phenomenal, and I'm excited to watch them get started. Other programs are coming along. Coach Morris, he's a fixture. He's an icon. His program, year in and year out, is going to have a chance to do great things, and we're going to continue to support him in those efforts. And I've certainly enjoyed my short time with Jim. He certainly has taught me a lot about the community and certainly what the University of Miami has meant to him personally. He has a lot invested in that. So with that said, I know that there was a CBSSports.com piece that came out earlier today. I just saw it a little while ago. I was in meetings most of the day and had a lunch appointment. All I can tell you is this. I'm not going to talk about personnel matters. I'm not going to talk about contractual matters. But what I'm going to talk to you about is we have an excellent football coach in Al Golden, and he's building a strong program, as I suggested. And I'm looking forward to working with him every single day to get this thing going in the right direction. And over a short period of time, he and I have developed a great chemistry because we're cut in many ways from the same cloth and we believe in the same things. So that's all I'm going to have to say about that. So with that said, I'll take a couple questions.
John, can you get us up to date as much as you can regarding the NCAA investigation?
George, I appreciate the relevance of that question. The NCAA and us have agreed to jointly proceed with the inquiry, and in order for me to protect the integrity of that inquiry, I just can't comment on anything relative to the case. We're continuing to cooperate, and I believe that the NCAA is very pleased with the level of cooperation they've not only received from the institution, but more importantly from the cooperation they've received from some of the student athletes that have been interviewed and reinstated up to this point. I will say about that our president, Donna Shalala, has done a tremendous job and has been extremely supportive during the process, as the Board of Trustees have been. So I feel good about where we are in the process. I can't go into any details relative to where we are with it.
Can you comment with it? You spent about 7 or 8 minutes at the start of this talking about all that's good right now around here with soccer making strides, and obviously Page's team, and volleyball, and all kinds of these great things. Schwartz Center, of course. How is all that just not overshadowed by the uncertainty, by the fact that this has gone on for months and it's going to go on for months more, and you're just not going to know for a long time what the reality is going to be right now?
Well, the reality for me is I don't look at things from a negative light. I only look at them from a positive light. I'm an extremely optimistic person. I came here because the institution is exactly the type of institution that I'd like to align myself with, and that's not changed. I said it in the beginning when all this stuff broke. I'm not making any excuses. I'm not asking anybody to feel sorry for me or anybody else. I got a job to do, and I'm only looking forward. I'm not looking backwards. So if folks want to come along with me, fine. If they don't, that's fine too. But I think most of the people out in our community are buying into what we're doing. There's a positive vibe out in the community about what we're doing at the University of Miami in athletics. So it's an obstacle. I see it as an opportunity for us to strive forward.
Sean, during fall practice, Coach Golden had intimated that he perhaps didn't know about the oncoming investigation that was going to befall the program. When you were going through the interview process and you were hired, how much and what were you made aware of with the Nevin Shapiro scandal?
Again, relative to the collective efforts that we're having with the NCAA and the collaboration and the joint inquiry and protecting the integrity of the inquiry, I'm not going to get into that right now. As I've said multiple times, I am extremely happy to be here at the University of Miami at this time and lead this department into the future.
Sean, as far as the NCAA, are they still gathering info from you guys, talking to you about collecting information? Have they given you any kind of indication as far as the time frame when they might be done?
They have not. These processes all take, different lives, and so we're engaged in a collaborative process to figure out where we are at the end of the day relative to some of the things that they wanted to talk to us about, and we're going to continue to be cooperative in that manner, and I feel good about that. I feel really good about where we are in the process.
How do you decide whether to self-impose penalty, like when schools are in these situations, whether to self-impose penalties or just wait for the final conclusion?
I think that the most important thing in any one of these sort of processes is not to rush to judgment and make sure that you have all the facts. And so once we collectively gather all of the facts and have an understanding of where we are, then we can start making some of those decisions.
If you are eligible for a bowl game this year, do you anticipate playing in that game, Sean?
Again, I think relative to the maintaining the integrity of our cooperation and our joint inquiry with the NCAA, it's not appropriate for me to talk about those things.
Can you talk about how it's affected recruiting? I mean, I've talked to just leave it to Jim. He's trying to get things going, and how Golden and other schools are obviously going to negative recruit. The longer it goes on, the harder it gets, I would think. How do you deal with that as the AD?
Well, the way I deal with it is I'm thankful for the things we have, because we have wonderful things that I've just described. Every institution is different. Everybody approaches recruiting different. All I can tell you is that those young people who might be interested in coming to the University of Miami are going to have a wonderful opportunity to the extent that they want to get involved in our program. I think our coaches have been around a long time, and they understand the nature of their businesses, but I'm confident in the abilities of our coaches across the board in continuing to attract great student athletes, not only athletically, but high-achieving, academic-based sort of student athletes that we would all hope for here at the University of Miami.
Since you've been here, you've done a lot of observing of how the department runs, internally and externally. What are some things you've learned that the department does well, and maybe some things that you'd still like, some areas you'd like to work on as well?
I'm still got a long ways to go in the look, learning, and listening, and it would be premature for me to make any comments in that regard yet. But I have said this many times. I have a vision. What I need to do is to make sure that I do the University of Miami justice by taking as much time as necessary to determine where we are and what direction we need to go. So we do a lot of things really well, as I expected here. And leading with academics is a treasure. Not a lot of places are leading with the strength of a brand academically that we are. So that's a big positive. So there'll be a time and a place. Now is not the time or place